Baker said that Seattle. I listened to this part of the interview with the. I don't know. I listened to it. I don't know if the dog was still in a THC induced haze when he said this, but asked where he's most likely to land. If it had been a week and a half ago, I'd have said Indianapolis. Clearly, they recorded this maybe a little longer ago. If it had been a week and a half ago, I'd have said Indianapolis was most likely for me. Now I'd say Seattle. Meanwhile, Seattle just signed Geno to like a $7 million deal.
So they got Drew Lock and Geno?
They got Drew Lock and Geno.
I would say that Baker Mayfield and Seattle's not really on the table. You think him getting cut? Do you think they would still trade for Baker with Geno and Drew Lock on the team?
How could you trade for him? I mean, you'd almost have to wait for him to get cut.
They're going to cut him and eat the $18 million?
Was he going to show up OTAs next week? Is he going to show up at another? You know a lot of towns because of sports. Is he going to show up in Brea?
That is true. Yeah. There's no chance without the National Football League I would have ever heard of Brea, Ohio, right?
Right.
Or Canton, Ohio? Probably not.
That's why these towns do it. So is he going to show up in Brea? Napa? If the Raiders hadn't traded Napa, who would know about Napa, California? Nobody. Not a soul. Put them on the map.
That's very true, guy. Very, very, very true. I didn't know about the Geno thing. That to me makes me wonder if and both of us watched that Pete Carroll weird press conference after they traded Russell. Like, it does feel like Pete, again, little ego thing, like takes a little pride in Geno. Like, you guys all think he suck. We don't.
Yeah.
And honestly, they kind of have the same vibe with Drew Lock. Schneider had more of that vibe than Pete. Like, Pete talked about Geno. Schneider talked about Drew Lock. Like, both guys had good grades on, Pete liked Geno. Schneider liked Drew Lock. They had big grades, and now they're trying to prove each other right. So it's going to be a fight, like who starts. Schneider's going to want Drew Lock. Pete's going to want Geno. It'll be a battle. Pete will ultimately win whoever he wants. You could argue Baker's maybe off the table there. I just, where the fuck's he going? I saw a lot of people thinking that interview hurt him. I pushed back a little bit against that. Again, I just watched a couple of the clips. I didn't watch. I think it was like an hour. It was a long interview. I thought Baker just sounded like he always sounds. He's fine. He wasn't like, I didn't even think he was that like angry or whatever. Like, again, this makes it worse. No, the team literally just said they wanted an adult in the room like a month ago. What are we talking about? Like, the NFL, most of the NFL thinks it's already weird.
Yeah.
I don't think sitting on a couch with Mike Stud makes anything worse or better.
I don't see how it hurts him. Like, what hurts him with who? There's no options at this point. He actually could have said a lot crazier things.